For deep in my heart slowly yearns. So Lord of love and light, give strength and hope to me in this lonely world of mine.
I just felt in a slough of despondency.
Alone, rejected, unloved, disconnected.
When you're feeling really bad, it can feel like there's a nest of rats in your stomach eating you from the inside out.
There were times when I'd have had no problem of walking straight into the water.
You know when you're driving along in a car and you want to scream, and you can, but if you're in the street and you can't, why can't you? Because you're going to look mad. You're going to look like you're crazy. People are going to look at you and go, if you could let that go, you'd feel a lot better, wouldn't you?
The picture that I was asked to paint was sorrow. I just found I was just painting and using a palette knife and cutting into the paint, and then splats of paint thrown over it. I felt such release to create that painting.
All the time I was getting better and better able to cope with things, and doors were opening for me that I never believed in my life. I gradually began to see the light, feel again. The world was out there and I was part of it. It's a shame to waste pain, put it to gain.
I found my
Now, what are we going to do for the hair?
Bald all around.
Bald all around? You want to be bald?
Not all.
A bald in look or bald in...
All gone. Down to the bone, down to the skin, flesh, everything.
Down to the skin. That's your choice and that's what you're going to get.
That's the job.
No problem at all.
So how long are you based down here?
Like it's almost 5 years now.
Mental health has changed enormously. I remember visiting some of the larger hospitals. There was glimpses of a system that was really an era that was coming to an end. People working in them did their best, and it's important to say too, when I saw this firsthand, there was a really high level of care and compassion to people. But I suppose sometimes the focus was on the physical care maybe and on the medications, and in terms of the person developing themselves, that there was just a gap there. And I think with the growth of the recovery movement and, with people who use the services demanding more, you've seen this system change, and North Street is a very good example of that. Mental health really is everyone's business. The research will show again, 1 in 4 people are affected, every family is affected. And so when I was growing up too, I couldn't understand why was there this shame about.
And I consider myself coming from the dark ages, which would be up in Our Ladies, a grey building, up to an up-to-date hospital where I go and get an injection once every 3 months, and medication and acceptance to accept the problem. Like, I was an alcoholic, I'm a drug addict, and I accepted that and I done something about it. And then I had to accept that I actually suffer with bipolar. I done something about that, and there was help there, and the help is forever coming in the door, forever coming in the door.
Orpheus is an orchestra where someone just gets an inspiration of creativity and takes on, and the others follow. So like my role isn't leading, it's following others. So when I chat to a service user or someone who is in the role of getting care from us, I'm also reminded that I have a journey and I too once got care. So sometimes what is best for people comes from the people themselves knowing. So an important part of it is listening.
In response really to the interaction we've had with the communities, the various communities around West Cork, a decision was made to open this space.
The Happiness Ensemble really was an idea that was born out of my own necessity to want to recover. I wanted to use the medical and another way, and music really was the way forward, I thought, for me. I wanted everyone to leave their labels at the door, for everybody to come in and go, right, we're musicians. Whether they're professional or whether they are mental health service users, you know, it didn't matter. You were a musician in the room, same as everybody else.
I'm a paranoid schizophrenic. You better get me to the medic to fix this fucking head.
It's about breaking down the barriers. It's about breaking down the use of uniforms and badges and taking away all this and being on the same level.
Or the groups and everything going?
The groups are going good. We have different groups for different days. We all get together and we come out here to sit in the garden, to work in the garden, to enjoy the garden.
Being in the outdoors and being in beautiful areas and walking in nature has been shown to be of great therapeutic benefit. The exciting thing here for us is that we have a space where all these activities can operate out of.
A labyrinth is really a walking meditation. And when we have the group, we all sit outside on the seats for 10 minutes to relax and to, to get in contact with yourself and to focus on what you want to get rid of and your burden, whatever you have. And then when you go under the arch, you're in.
Gamelan music, like a lot of musics around the world, is cyclical, like our traditional music in Ireland. It's a great type of music for getting into flow, being present with a group of people.
Even our open door sessions are underpinned by the concept of Skibbereen, what we would call in West Cork, where neighbours visited each other's houses and played music together. I mean, I have memories myself of growing up where, musicians would just call to a house and play.
But Sheila, will we have a song? Now there's me sister Jean, she's not handsome or good looking, but scarcely 16. Fellas she's courting, now she's 24 with a son and a daughter. I'm 45 and I've never had enough.
It's a language that I suppose is universal. That helps us all to connect and to communicate. And sometimes music can help us to connect with and express emotions that are sometimes difficult to put words to.
I have climbed highest mountain. I have run through the fields only to be.
Every single person in the group has problems, and I feel that I'm equal and You know, I feel I'm not afraid to talk about my problems with them, you know. They're kind of like my second family in a sense. I think sometimes you'd be afraid to talk to your family about it because they may not understand. Whereas with your bandmates or your friends, you know, I feel I can confide in them.
You always be worried to get judged, like,
Yeah.
you know, don't you? Like,
Yeah.
so that's the,
Yeah.
you know, going forward for the problem, I think, is
Yeah.
happening already.
It is.
Sharing it is happening, so which is that is half of the problem is being gone already.
I mean, I'd be lost. I think the music has literally saved my life. I mean, I was on the verge of suicide at one point. I battled alcoholism. You know, I battled all these things, and you know, the music has literally saved me.
I think that singing together, singing in a group with people is something very powerful. There's a lot of research out there that shows and documents, you know, the benefits of music and the contribution it makes to our well-being.
It can take you from that extremely dark place and put you back into yourself and who you are and who you want to be, you know. And it builds your confidence without you even knowing it.
It's about creating a place where people can take risks safely, and if that doesn't work out, so that they can come back and discuss their life and what they want to do again.
In our mantra in nursing profession, it's lifelong learning. So all of us, every day, we learn something new.
I think you get to know yourself very well. You get to understand yourself. You get to understand the things that will bring you to a point of darkness. And you can do things to curtail that. Once you learn how to recover, you know you can.
Would you like a bit of pain, would you?
I would.
Would you take some pain now and show
take
yourself
some
pain
pain.
now? Put your head back and relax for me.
All right.
Say no pain, no gain, is that right?
That's it, right.
I'm always back to, you know, when you put yourself together, the world comes together.
The picture would be so different nowadays. There's so much going on. There's so many friends around. There's so much joy involved.
There is something for everybody. I think that's very important, having something in your life to get up, to go to.
I think this is the way forward. It's what people are looking for. It's what the nurses in training are looking for. This would make more sense for clients on their path to recovery as well.
I'd like to think it's a place that mentally you can be free to think how you want to think and be how you want to be, and be understood and accepted for that.
Hear my sound. It's a positive vibration. All I want to do is light up the nation for this generation.
In this dark world of mine, the light of hope still burns, and for peace in my mind again